A little bit of extra gold to hand. I think I'm going to actually start to settle now. Yep, always do it in your lowest population city. Seems really weird that population you lose is always very easy to replace compared to a population on the top end. Like if you take a population from a population 20 city, it's got to be hundreds and hundreds of food in order to replace that. Whereas if you do it from, say, a city with 2 pop, it's not as problem. And Chan just got killed. That's not very kind. Don't do that. No way, no way. Fine, I'll move Armani into Hong Kong, but that's mean and they know it. AI is not playing nicely with city-states today. They really are not. There's another city, Eindhoven, looking good. This amber is, again, every luxury I can pick up is just something else I can trade with the AI, and trading is what I'm doing. Oh, tobacco. Yes, another luxury, keeping everything nice and happy, please. My first, market being built. That's good. So I have another trader possibility. Available routes. What good gold routes have I got at the moment? Batalava. Where's this city? No idea. Oh, this one, I can trade with Norway for some decent gold, actually. Could be a good shout. The Hague, anything The Hague can do that's actually semi-useful? Get 6 gold per turn. But I would like food coming from this city. That's the difference. So yeah, we're going to build the trader there. I think that's worth doing. It's not the best trade route in comparison to everything else, but it's still really handy. And sorry, Mongolia, I'm just going to pinch this city because I don't want you taking all of the land near where we are. Are you so scared of expansion? You've got 8 cities, I've got 7. Oh, come now. I'm only just 1 city behind you. That's not too bad, is it? I mean, I'm the science leader. Expanding is kind of, I'm half doing it. I'm actually in last on points, but I'm just about catching up now, which is good. So we'll take that. That's fine. And here we go. Starting to send traders now to Mongolia will give me just a little bit more of a boost. I can get my capital to 7 pop. I can build the industrial zone in this city, and I feel like I'm actually going to start to do some good stuff. I can get Newton in there, building a university and a library in the city. That's not a bad option either. Oh, there's so many cool things. As soon as you get into this sort of stage of the game, suddenly it's like, oh, the tech means you can do stuff. Looks like there are lots of pleasant little islands for me to settle as well, with rivers and with other bits and pieces. Very nice. Civil service. Okay, that is alliances. I don't need any more boats. I feel like boats I've done that well. Let's instead give my capital any benefit that I can. I think, annoyingly, urban planning has got to be the best card that I can put in right now. Actually, no, charismatic leader. Let's get a few more points. But here are alliances. Let us think about what we want to do. I do not want to give Sumeria a cultural alliance, because if there's any chance I can steal that city from loyalty, I want it. Who has the highest military? Mongolia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer Mongolia the military alliance, but ideally I kind of just want to see, look, they actually want a research alliance more than anything else. So, and I am actually trading with them, so we'll do that. That's not a bad idea. Gilgamesh is just being awkward. He's asking for far too much money on pretty much everything, so I don't want to do that. Can I offer Rome's and stuff? Oh no, they don't. It's just going to be awkward. Fine, we'll go for a cultural alliance with you. Let's go for the military alliance with good old Norway. That's probably not a bad idea. And then we can go for religious. No, economic. Vietnam want economic. Good. Well, Gilgamesh, I'm so sorry, but you got left with the NAF option. Oh, they want gold up front. It's like, ugh. If I give them gold like that, it's cheaper, but there we go. We've got alliances with everybody now. We can chill, we can relax, and we can think about our late stage warfare plans. Just need candy back, thank you. It's a little bit more faith. We like a little bit of faith. You've got to have faith. That's what we say. Oh, Hong Kong's now being attacked. All my city-states are being killed this game. Really it's not a happy game to be a city-state. It's not good times at all. So we found Mexico City up to the north, which is an amazing city-state. Industrial zones, water parks, and entertainment complexes reaching 3 tiles further is one of those city-states that doesn't really stand out at the beginning until you really think about the ramifications of zoos and factories and aquariums that go those extra tiles. It's really, really handy. One more city. We're spreading along the south of the map now, and there's some lovely tea to go and settle there. Every luxury I get, look at that, just another boost in my economy. I'm still selling everything that I can drag out of the ground. Up to 157 gold per turn now, of which most of that is trade deal income. But don't worry, our traders are going to become very powerful. Now, in my sort of industrial heartland to come, I've got dams, workshops, aqueducts all being built now. So those buildings are going to look mighty fine when they're all done. I'm saving up my gold. My gold is exclusively being used on settlers right now, which I'm now beginning to pop down everywhere, which is very handy indeed. Mongolia probably won't like me settling that, but ultimately you have to ask yourself the question, do you care? And I asked myself that question and I decided the answer was no. No, I don't. So there we are. Aid requests. You know what? I'm actually going to help with aid requests in this game. I feel like it's always a good space for me. Moderate flood. I mean, it's always a bit annoying when a flood happens and you're building a dam. Very often that happens. Because we're not producing CO2 yet, it's worth going to Harold, who has the aid request, and giving them a single gold. Actually, no, it's this way around, isn't it? There we go. Now it means if nobody else does anything, we automatically get the 2 Diplo points. Seems like a bit of a pointless desert city here, but it's a nice little canal. It has access to a beautiful +4 campus and a really good harbour tile to boot. So this is all going to be really handy for trading, and I can go and get this fish nice and quickly as well. Still settling out into the sequence of little islands here. I like the fact that we grabbed that little bit of space from Mongolia. I'm now putting some pressure onto them, which is good, and we can start to explore around these islands to go and settle on these as well. Actually, this is part of the archipelago. It's not an island at all. Cartography. Okay, caravels are an option for us now, and we can now sail into the ocean to really start to explore a little bit more effectively. This is good. Away with you. Find me all of the islands. After what seems like forever, The Hague has finally grown out. It's finally grown out to 7 population. The mausoleum is a possibility now. So let's go for harbour, and then we'll put the mausoleum down. Where am I going to put the harbour? I think I like they're putting the mausoleum on that desert tile as opposed to this hill tile that could in theory be used. I mean, it is being used for production as it is. So let's build that harbour there. A little bit less adjacency, but it's still pretty decent. Hong Kong is gone now. All of my city-states keep getting killed. Never mind, let's go Mexico City. I mean, that one was just razed to the floor. Mongolia was not messing around. They were like, nope. Oh no, it wasn't. Sorry, it was taken. Rebellion in 7 turns. They're probably not going to keep hold of it for too much longer. In fact, Isin is slowly flipping as well. I'm having Feed the World spread to me. That's actually really handy. Again, it doesn't mean I have to keep hold of that religion until the end of the game. It just means that I kind of can benefit from Feed the World until the point where I make my own religion, and then I can just sort of replace it instantaneously, which is always quite fun. Look at all this science from my roots to Mongolia, +4. That's my bonus of +2 combined with my military, my research alliance, which is just, it's just so good. My cities, the industry is finally starting to come online in this belt of goodness. Looking forward to having that all online. Discovering all about the Vietnamese cities in this area as well, and I'm hoping very soon I can circumnavigate the globe, because I've been trying so hard to do it and the map is just a bit fiddly. This huge landmass is stopping me from actually getting around it, which is a bit frustrating, but I've just seen a bay. That bay I might be able to slip through and link it up with the city-state visibility that I found so far, so that's quite a cool idea. Putting in veterancy to build my harbours quicker. Natural philosophy and serfdom still really handy cards, so we'll keep those in for now. But just getting this harbours, actually we've got a couple of harbours now finished, and my unique frigate is not far off being finished as well. That's a really cool addition to my empire. There we go, world's first circumnavigation. I thought we'd be able to do it, and we did. Now don't forget, we are playing the Dutch, and the Dutch have one of the most fun, unique improvements in the entire game, and I haven't really mentioned it so far because I wanted to surprise you all with the beauty of the polder. The polder basically turns any coastal or lake tile into a land tile, provided it has 3 or more passable land tiles near it. So unfortunately, this lake down to the south, I think, is only going to be able to have this tile as a polder and this tile as a polder, because this I don't believe counts as a tile that will be improvable. We'll have a peek and I'll see if that does work, but some of these lakes I can fill these with polders, and so the reason I settled down here sort of secretly without telling anybody. Tee-hee-hee-hee, look at this. Should be good. Looking forward to it. I also can put things like polders on the Hague's tiles as well. Looking forward to it. It should be lovely improvement. Another World Congress time. I believe we can just have a quick peek and see what went through last time. Selected option was A, targeting melee, and it went through unanimously. So we'll go through that again, and I'd love it if we can build units in half the time as well. That would be cool. So I'll vote both of those through. Production, melee, yep, we won 2 points. 2 points for us. We're on 2. Rome is on 4 as the leader. But I mean, we're still in with a shout of a diplomatic victory, probably. Marcus, perfect. Actually, he gives me a bunch of gold every time I put a tile into my empire. It actually means I can claim some of this land between myself and Mongolia. I'm just trying to see if there's any tiles that are worth nabbing. Like this amber would be cool. If I could just nab some territory up toward Asku, that would be quite amusing. So you know what? I will, just because it's really funny. I'll do it. New settlements on Antarctica. We've got 8 turns into the next era, which is cool. Now, the city's not going to be happy for too long unless I improve it, but I should improve it fairly quickly. The Hague has a lighthouse. I'm going to just buy that in quickly. Beautiful stuff. And we can now get Mausoleum in 13 turns. Let's just get that built nice and quickly, and we should be very good to continue. Hong Kong is flipping, and I am going to claim it with loyalty, so maybe we can do something fun with that. Maybe. Let's just buy this tile. I'm going to just snake my territory through and see if we can claim some of this pass. This mountain pass would be a great place to hold if we can. Newton as well. University and library in this district. Universities provide +2 science. That is such a good pickup for me. I cannot even tell you. Utrecht is the place for this because my capital and has already got a university, and Tilburg is building itself one as well, so that's awesome. Batava has built itself a harbour, and that was the first one that gives itself the bonus to adjacency, so that's wonderful. Era score for me, looking good. Let's get that lighthouse in quickly. Another trader for The Hague. The thing is just eating my lighthouse. I just built that. That's very frustrating. Please stop it now. Oh, Vietnam have settled a city that I'm going to steal. It's very kind of them. Thank you for doing that for me. You love it when the AI plays ball so lovely for me. Oh, and a free trader as well. Builder, sorry, I should say. Lovely stuff. Let's get this university down. Bam, 117 science, and we're up to printing now. Printing is a fun thing to do. 5 turns away from coal factories, coal power plants. Don't forget, I have Mexico City, so 1 factory, if I were just to pop down, for instance, on this tile, that would be normally the range of a factory, so it would hit 3 of my cities. But if I put Mexico City in, it actually hits another 1, 2, 3 on top of that, so 6 total. That's how good Mexico City can be. It's awesome. Guilds, perfect. Craftsmen, I'm going to put that in. We've got natural philosophy and serfdom. I now need a better government. We're going to put divine right in. Give myself walls in order to get me housing. We've got great people still flooding in. Great engineer lets the city build 1 more district than normal. This is going to be what gets my capital out of the problem that it finds itself in. Polders done, and golden age guaranteed for next time round. We like polders. They're not very good at the moment, but they will get really good in time. Don't worry. So at the moment, a polder gives 1 food, 1 production, and half a housing. But it gives me 4 gold with civil engineering, and I'm not far from civil engineering at all. Where is it? There it is. Lovely stuff. Now what I've done is I've actually stopped Mongolia from attacking Hong Kong as effectively by seizing all this territory, which is relatively amusing. What are you going to do about it, eh? What you going to do about it? Oh, actually the production in this city is getting pretty good as well. Let's just get all of the buildings in. Probably worth checking in on religion, actually. Norway's got 10, Vietnam's got 11. Okay, sometimes on these smaller maps, the AI can sneak a religious victory in because you're just not expecting it. You're like, what? How did you do that? And you sort of look at it and you go, okay, well that's not ideal. Come on, lose that city 1 turn and they'll lose that city. Wonderful. So Hong Kong's going to flip to me. Isin, I'm hoping... Oh no, unfortunately loyalty is increasing. Asku's increasing as well. We can start to do some decent loyalty pressure damage in a bit, but it's just at the moment, right now, not so good. What I will do is just use my faith quickly to go for a trader. Let's get another builder in the cities that need it. Like, for instance, there's so much land that can be improved around here. Looking forward to getting these cities online. Because next turn, I lose monumentality and we're going to take something that gives me just a little bit more of a consistent bonus. Fingers crossed. Well, we'll see if there is anything that actually does that for me. Golden Age. Can we get Mongolia into a Dark Age? They did expand a lot last turn, or last sort of age, so that's good. Oh, Sumeria's in Dark again. That's lovely. Okay, Exodus gives my religion, if I were to get one, more charges, but I don't think that's really worth it at the moment. Monumentality, I can still basically put settlers out, but I'd rather build them out now. So reform the coinage is what we're going to do. This is going to start to give me much better gold per turn on my trade routes. That's just, unfortunately, it hasn't quite calculated just yet, but look at that. We've got medieval fairs boosted, and we're going to start getting some really, really decent traders in now. So that's all good. Let's get another one there, and I'm just going to have a quick look and see which industrial zone is the best one to do. Now, this one actually hits my southern city, so I'm tempted to say that that's the one to do for now. Tilburg, congratulations, you have a factory. Wabam. That's going to give all that extra production to all of the surrounding cities like The Hague. Oh, yes. 6 production from the factories now. That's because Mexico City is giving me extra production as well on top of that, so it's a really good pickup for me. The game really wants me to get the Tanki. Like, no one's picked it up yet, which is just the strangest thing. Maybe I should do that next turn. Don't know, we'll think about that. I'm now on 29 techs versus 25, 25, 24, 24, 21. Oh, goodness me. My tech is just so good, and I'm loving it. There genuinely is no crazy gold to these trade routes at the moment from my capital. Fair. Well, okay then. Hopefully Wisselbanken will come in soon with diplomatic service. We can start getting some really decent stuff. Oh, Vietnam has taken Oslo. That's oh boy, that's fun. I like it when my allies fight. It's very handy for me because it's sort of, you begin to sort of rub your fingers and go, ooh, lovely. Yes, fight amongst yourselves and nobody will be able to stop me. You know, I was just taking a look for coal because coal is a crucial element that I haven't really thought about so far, and we do have some coal there, and also a double coal that kind of is in the way of a decent campus that was over here, but you know, that means we've got at least 3 sources just on my little continent alone. That's pretty good. Some more on a couple of islands that we can consider settling as well. So coal-wise, we should be absolutely fine this game to just press ahead and do whatever we want. Also, do you know we literally just mentioned Tanki? Yeah, that's been taken now, literally the turn I mentioned it. But never mind, there is monarchy. We're going to put craftsmen in. I'm going to put in limes to get those buildings up quickly. Republican legacy, serfdom, natural philosophy, and that's good for now. Perfect. Now we can see 3 of my cities have got a lack of housing. Got a huge amount of decent cities have got a lack of housing, but if they do pop up with it, we can just start putting walls up. And we'll have the same thing like Amsterdam here. Yeah, we can put up some walls pretty quick. Oh, Mr. Barb, you have come to the wrong party. There we go. I finally got this tile. I was just waiting until I had a decent army in the area before buying the Barb encampment, because as soon as you do that, loads of barbs spawn, but now my navy was back. It was a good time to do that. There is printing. We are really just hoovering up the techs right now that we have eurekas for. Things like building armories and crossbows and bombards. These are all things that we can be doing as well in our spare time. Not a problem at all. Tilburg, I'm going to give you a coal power plant. Nice. We can finally get our first coal into the nation, and that is an amazing tile. Look at it. 1 food, 7 production, and that is before we even go and start working the tiles over here. In fact, actually, I'm going to get a builder, head over in this direction. I think I'll give 1 to Tilburg and I'll give 1 to this city. Should be fun. Oh, and it turns out you can put polders down with this natural wonder as a adjacent tile. I didn't really know that, but now you do. I learn these things so that you may remember them later. That was also coal. So we've now got a powered city. Tilburg is on 41 production. It's not a huge amount extra, but hopefully any city with a factory around it is going to be getting a lot more production now, so that is good in the longer run. Well, don't you like it when every single one of your alliances all run out at the same time? Yay! There's nothing I like more than having to individually accept each one back into my nation. Oh, we got Hong Kong. Okay, well, it doesn't get put back to a 3 city because I didn't kill it, but I guess I can keep it, and it's actually a 3 city that's pretty decent. Actually, I think we can get some good campuses, like a +4 in quite a few places. Yeah, you know what? It's not what I expected to happen, but actually, it's pretty good. Let's just embrace it. Diplomatic service means that Wisselbanken now comes into force, and you can see that my trade routes are getting even better. Extra food, extra production to go with all of the science and culture that we're getting. Yes, lighthouse, lighthouse. We've got a commercial hub being built. I've got more harbours appearing around my nation. I'm hoping to get 5 trade routes to probably about 10 to 12 very soon. Some more envoys. Let's take Candy and Mittler back. Yay! Be always really good to see. Look at all those men at arms. Great units, wonderful units, and the trader has been finished as well. Lovely to see. You can try attacking that free city, but it just flipped to me. Look at that, another city for me. That puts me to, my camera will behave itself, 14 cities versus 6, 13, 11, 10, 7. Very good. We are picking the cities up now. I could probably think about, now that I've got a bit of production going, expanding and starting to send the settlers out again, actually. Thinking about it, I could move, if I moved Pingala and Magnus across, I could make The Hague the city that can do all of the settler building, maybe? Because that's where the government plaza is. So, should we do that? Probably for the best. Yeah, I will. It's going to take me a few turns to get my science and culture back from moving Pingala, but it's worth it, I think, in the long run. So actually, that means that my engineer is going to move to Utrecht, so I can get all of the districts in the city with Pingala, and that's, I think, the better move here. Plus, it means this city is now going to put a load of population pressure on all the surrounding cities, so that's quite handy as well. Mausoleum is finished. Science, faith, culture on all coast tiles in this city. Now my capital does have quite a few of those tiles, and now they will be super worked as well. My engineers having an extra charge is probably the most useful thing that's come out of that though, because now I can use my great engineer to give this city a couple more districts. Perfect stuff, it's what you like to see. Look at the polders in this lake. Nice, it's a 5 food polder going along here. I like this. Get rid of the crabs. Polder time. If we can have polders everywhere, we will. Gee, there might be some really good space for some polders down to the south of me. Should I really be making cities pointlessly in the south? Just the polders? Probably not, but am I going to do it anyway? Yes. Yes, I'm going to. Of course I am. There's a new industrial zone. Look at that. And huzzah! I won with 1 point, so the aid request went through. We get a bunch of diplomatic favour from doing it. Fantastic. We also get 215 production towards wonders. Lovely stuff. I think I'm the only person generating great engineers at the moment. I will take it. That's probably fine. I'm building Patala Palace. Trying to think if that's the best wonder for me to do. And actually I'm thinking Colosseum might be a really good shout here. If I can capture a bunch of these cities, including my capital, then that would be quite tasty. Actually, that's probably as many cities as I'm going to get. So, let's think about this. This city, it's got the maximum districts it can have, but I have Bishengen, so in you come. Let's do that. Let's get the entertainment complex going, and then we will run the Colosseum. Look at these trade routes. So, 4 food, 4 production, 19 gold, 5 science, 2 culture. Oh, and it's just the way they all chain up, like one after the other. Oh, yeah. Mitigated flood. Yay! It happened. I did a thing. Oh, it so rarely happens. As soon as you build dams, you know, from that point in the game, there'll never be a flood ever again. But the fact that that's now happened once has made me very happy. That's all I need. It's all I need in life. Just a single flood. I've actually finished a holy site for the first time as well, which what I'm hoping to do is basically just get the shrine and temple going quickly. Sell on my diplomatic favour. I'm still selling all my resources as well. No one's really buying anything at the moment. Oh, I just sold all that coal for 2 gold. That's what happens when you go too quickly. Never mind. But anyway, it means that I can now move my relic across from one city to another, and I can go and see if those relics I bought earlier, are they still for sale? Are they still around? Oh, this one's worth 10 gold. Yes, there we go. So I got a relic back. Huzzah! Another mitigated flood. 2 floods. What sort of game is this? I'm playing it well. I don't know what to do with myself. What's going on? Galileo gives me 250 science for every mountain. Now, I know that I've got at least a couple of 4 tiles. This is a 6 tile, though. I would have to build a mountain tunnel in to get it, but it is a 6 tile. The question is it worth waiting to use him? Do I take 4 now, or 6 much later into the game? That is the question, and I think the answer is probably going to be to use it now, but I would feel bad doing it. That's the thing. I think for the joy of using him on a 6 mountain tile we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait. But still, I could use him now. The Hague is now ready. It's building up its production, and I can start cranking out settlers in a city that is producing 55 production. And I haven't even got a coal power plant here, and I'm still putting down things like mines in this area as well. It's going to be such a good combination. Look at these polders in the lake. They're getting so good. Such good tiles. Frozen tundra, you say? It doesn't matter if the reclaimed land is in frozen tundra, because according to the game's mechanics, they will immediately become warm and beautifully hospitable. What am I doing making settlers just yet? I've got a job to do. I have a job to do. Venetian arsenal. Here we go. Here we go. That's a bit better. Vietnam and Rome are at war, and I've also just built the Great Library. I don't get any boosts from this, but if other people get scientists, then I can take a tech boost each time, which helps a little bit. It also has a couple of slots for great works, which I believe I can stick relics in. I might be wrong on that one, but I believe you can. No, it's just writing. It's just writing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. They're still useful, great works of writing. We haven't got any, but as you can see, we can pick up a couple for pretty cheap, so we'll keep an eye out for those. There's Colosseum. 2 extra amenities to all cities within 6 tiles. Quite a few of them. I also get a bunch of culture and loyalty. So, what I'm hoping is that most of my cities in this sort of immediate area will go from being discontent to content, and if they were content, they'll go to being happy. One of them's happy. This city's happy. Oh, wonderful. Okay, physically can't be unhappy, but actually that forces a lot of the cities in the surrounding areas, there we go, to be happy, so that's pretty cool. Oh, great works of writing are getting cheaper, so I'll take them. World Congress time. I'd love it if we can do city centre buildings faster, that'd be cool, and please send trade routes to me. You already get extra production, so you should be sending them to me anyway. Yay! They did it! That's steam power, by the way. I don't have any encampments, but when I do, it's railway o'clock. Routes to my cities. Look at this! Vietnam is sending all of these routes to me. Excellent. And actually, I'm getting a bunch of extra production and food from them. I imagine they have thistle banking in as well. So myself and Vietnam, the easy target I was thinking about taking my navy to, are actually becoming really close and really friendly, which is, being honest, a little bit annoying. Look at that, incoming trade routes, yeah. Oh man, they were the target I was thinking about doing as soon as I rushed Venetian arsenal, but well, I guess we just won't kill them, but feels like a missed opportunity if we don't just kill them. Instantly creates an ironclad, you say? Well then, that's a bit of fun. Ironclad time. I have never ever discovered what horses are, but iron, that's totally different. I can finally put in, instead of serfdom, the invention card. Now this is 4 engineer points and then an extra 2 for every workshop I've got. And if I were to just search for workshops, you can see I have a few. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're getting 12 extra engineer points per turn. We're doubling them effectively. If we can just hoover up all of the great engineers, it'll just really, really help our late game. Military emergency against Vietnam. That's Norway and Rome in on them at the moment. Whatever's happening on the other continent, it is continually kicking off, and I love it. Oh look, Vietnam took Ravenna. Ho 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 ho, Vietnam. Actually, they lost Oslo, so some of their war gains have fallen away, but Vietnam's having a game. Wow, I love it. I love to see it. You've gotta love to see it. Leonardo da Vinci, or George R. R. Martin as we like to call him, he gives workshops 3 extra culture and you get to use them twice. Plus he gives me a couple of Eurekas as well. Combustion, nice. Oh, he's such a good, great engineer, but that extra culture, just, if you're focusing on industry like I am, makes a huge difference. We're up to 200 science, by the way, by turn 154. We are catching up with a decent pace in this game. 31, with 5 techs ahead of the next person, and we're, you know what? This is the most surprising thing about the game so far. We're playing peacefully. It's crazy. Oh, nice +6 there. Tasty. Om nom 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 nom. Give it to Hong Kong. Hong Kong will munch it up. Da Vinci strikes again. This time boosting flight. That's what I was working on. Amazing. It's what you love to see. Mercantilism has given me triangular trade, and the thing I need is more policy cards. Luckily, I am going for Forbidden City and Batala Palace, which I'm close to getting both on. That's going to massively help my empire. Also, luckily for me, the Barbs, which are swarming me, are splitting and dividing their attention about 5 million different ways, so I can fight against them, but it's proving just a tad frustrating. Civil engineering, that gives me better builders, lets me put farms on hills, but more importantly, makes my polders better, so you bet I'm quite excited for that one. Wait, oh yes, oh my oranges. My oranges are so expensive. They're so wonderful. I don't want to buy my stuff. Oh, no one wants to really buy my stuff anymore. I've kind of saturated the market with everything right now, which is a little bit frustrating. But now, oh, Utrecht is now up to 100 production. You love to see it. Patala Palace. Diplomatic policy slot. Yes. Diplomatic victory point. Yes. This game is weirdly heading towards a diplomatic victory, and I never set out for a diplomatic victory, but when you've got a really peaceful game and the alliances are flowing and you've got the gold to buy the favour, it kind of works. And sometimes you just have to kind of roll with whatever the game gives you, so yeah, maybe. Let's go for Machiavellianism so I can get that spy up super quick, but that diplomacy point, diplomacy card I should say, is going to be incredibly handy. Forbidden City, this time a wild card policy slot, so I've gone from having 6 to 8 cards in the space of 2 turns. Man, that is helpful. It's basically like upgrading my government without having to do anything. Huzzah! Plus Forbidden City looks awesome once it gets lit up. Oh, it's a pretty thing. The Hague is the first city I have to go to 15 pop, which is surprising, seeing as this is the city that I've been pumping food into, but I'm not going to complain. Tilburg can't really do anything apart from just sit around at the moment, so let's get the spy working from that city whilst I've got the card in. And Forbidden City, oh, you're a wonderful, wonderful city. I can get Ruhr Valley here. Now that would be just a little plumplet of fun. Kilwa, I think, would also be quite handy, because that would give me Mitla, Mexico City. Yeah, oh, yes, Kilwa. Let's go for a builder. Chop down the forest and the rainforest, and then we'll go for that. That's a great thing. Oh, it's a good look for that city. In fact, actually, it's running out of housing slowly, so I'm just going to put that in. Okay, right, when you've got the choice of every card in the game, you're like, which one shall I put down now? There's a lot of good stuff. Triangular Trade gives me a lot of extra gold and faith. That would be a cool double up act. I could also do Trade Confederation to make my trade routes even better than they currently are. I could give myself Gothic Architecture to get these cards finished. I could, the wonders finished I should say. I've got Settlers going. I think I can give myself extra boat power press gangs. That would help my capital to kick stuff out. I should quite like that as an idea. Press gangs. Let's do that instead of limes. I don't really need limes so much at the moment. Yeah, let's go for Trade Confederation. It feels like a weird choice, but 210 and 220, culture and science, respectively. It's looking good. Venetian Arsenal. I've got this in a Magna City, and he has the Black Marketeer promotion, which means that I can produce my unique naval unit with only 20% of the niter that I would normally need. Niter isn't a problem for me, but with press gangs, I'm hoping the Hague will be able to just go, how should we do this? Yes, just in multiple quantity. Let's build some unique boats. Let's get those out. Let's get this party started. I'm going to have to go to war with somebody, I think, at some point, just to expand. If nothing else, like, I just want some extra land. It is Vietnam is the easiest target, but they're the ones sending all the trade routes to me, and maybe Mongolia. Mongolia, I've got a couple of cities there. I've just unlocked flight after all, so I could send planes after them. They've got the biggest army on the land next to me, but I think, yeah, the alliance expires in 5 turns. I could go after them if I wanted to. It's worth a consideration. Whatever's happening, it's worth a consideration. I'm actually going to put public works back in. I miss builders. I need to improve my land a little bit. I'm going to get Tilburg to print out builders for me, and to do that I'm going to just put Liang in that city. Give me an extra charge every time one gets kicked out. Mont Saint-Michel. Now, the reason I built this wonder is the 2 relic slots that are in the city. I'm going to pop my religion soon. I need to build a couple more holy sites to do it, but that triple faith in the cities, it's just going to come in so handy later into the game, and I just really like the idea of it. Also, I built my unique boats as well. They're really cool units. 60 strength, +7 when fighting districts. I also have a great admiral and a culture bomb engineer. Sure, okay. Well, I guess that's fine. He's a bit useless, but never mind. Where am I going to put my spy? Where shall I put my spy? Should I put him on defensive duty? I think I probably should. Let's put him on defensive duty. Any more cheap relics? Oh, yes. Sandals For 100 gold and a grass cutting sword, I've got all of my old relics back. Lovely. So producing a religion would actually give me 48 extra faith per turn. That's actually genuinely really good. Which three cities would I need it in? Hague, Utrecht, and actually there's a couple of cities. Yeah, the relics are kind of spread between them. Never mind, that's fine. So do we want to go for Mongolia? I think it makes sense too, doesn't it? What sort of trade have I got with him? Not a huge amount of trade. And Mongolia isn't a fan of obviously Gilgamesh. So Gilgamesh, I want you to be friends and I want you to be a military ally. Yeah, which they'll do. Perfect. Okay, everyone else, it doesn't really matter who, but I think I'm going to economic alliance now with Vietnam because I've got so many trade routes going with them. We'll go full cultural alliance with Norway because I don't know why, and then we'll go for religious. Hang on, I didn't do that right, did I? What did I do? Economic alliance with Vietnam. I pressed that instead of scientific alliance. You know what? It's actually not too bad. It means I'm going to get some good gold routes from them. A little less science, a little more gold. Not ideally what I've wanted. Yeah, not my first choice, but what that does do is provide me with an absolutely huge gold income that I can use later, so that's good. Alliance level 2. Oh, that's going to be the problem. Oh dear, that's the problem. I think everyone else's alliance... Oh no, it's just Genghis. So there will be a betrayal emergency going on here, unfortunately. Unless I just joined in with the war. Make deal, join ongoing war, formal war. What would it take? You'd have to give me... Well, I'd have to give them money to join in on their war. Feels a bit weird, that one, but never mind. No one stop asking. Sorry, Genghis. Yes, you will remember this. You absolutely will. But you've got 13 cities. That's the thing. And I'm like... I really want those cities. Plus, here's Kilwa. Now, Kilwa gives me 3 envoys, but it also gives the city, which is my new science city, 15% boost to any yield that I have a suzerain city-state of. So I've got one of production, I've got one of science. There's a lot of extra stuff. There's no military one, so I can't produce units quicker, but I can produce buildings quicker. Actually, Mittler's gone for whatever reason, and actually I can get a CAD, so there we go. Okay, this city's now going to be suddenly a lot better than I thought it would be. Let's get an aerodrome, which is awesome. Let's pick up quickly advanced flight. We can get myself more wonders. That's awesome again. Oh, epic. Apparently I've only got one source of aluminium, which strikes me as slightly weird given how much land I've got, but we'll just have a quick peek for it and see where else it lies. Not mine, not mine, not mine. That is on the edge of my borders though, and that one I can steal. Not mine. That will steal. Okay, so I've only got actually 2 sources of aluminium at the moment. That's okay. We can work that. That's fine. 2 sources means 4 planes. Now, I've been saving Galileo, but advanced flight would get rushed pretty much to full if I had him in. So, or do I just rush it? Oh, it's such a choice. I'm ages away from chemistry. You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's get him into a position where I've got 4 adjacent mountains. This settler is on the spot. Bam. There we go. Look at that. Advanced flight is now well on the way. Golden Age time. Let's see what we can do to give ourselves a bonus in this age. Everyone's in normal apart from Norway, who is in dark. What could I do? Heartbeat of Steam would give me crazy production towards wonders, and then also using my campuses to get myself more production as well. But to arms lets me declare the Golden Age war, and that is what I'm going to use to declare war on Mongolia. I think that's the most likely way I'm going to be able to keep my friendship with everyone else. Let's get the Grandmaster's Chapel after my next batch of boats. I've already got 6 unique boats. This will be 8 once that one's finished. I've got some caravels as well. Just going to put on Professional Army to upgrade my boats quickly. Craftsman, Public Works, that's all pretty good. I don't need that card for spies anymore. Raj is a brilliant card. And let's get Trade Confederation quickly again, just to boost my science. Even better than it was before. Good. Lovely. Yep, you know what? We can upgrade all of these units. I don't want too many ironclads, but I do need at least 1 or 2. Here is advanced flight, which means I can now build bombers. I've been trying just to finish those off quickly, but Ruhr Valley is just taking its time to finish. But there we go. I finished Ruhr Valley. 20% production in this city, plus 1 production for each mine and quarry in this city. This city had 100 production, I believe, already. So fingers crossed with this, it should get to about 120. It's going to be a wonderful city. Look at this. And bam, 143 now. Look at that. Let's finish the aerodrome. We can get some planes in, and yeah, we're just gonna walk all over Mongolia. I think that's probably the easiest way of describing it. Just utterly walk over them. Aid request. Yes, I'll join in with that, Trajan. Yay! I think diplomacy, we could still, in theory, win this. This is the crazy thing. So, what are we on? 7 points. Yeah, I'm doing very well on diplomacy. I think we might actually see if we can pull that off whilst I'm going for science. But let's have them. The hangars here. I don't really care about getting hangars and airports before buying the bombers. Do I want a single bomber to start with, or shall I get a fighter to attack their units? They have 700 units, but I think I've got enough superiority that a single bomber I think is going to be plenty. Let's finish cavalry next turn. I'll pick up a cavalry, then I can start to attack. Still selling stuff. I'm not selling anything to Genghis that I'm going to need later. Military science is now done. Awesome. I have enough gold for a second bomber. I think I'm going to go 3 bombers, 1 fighter. It's normally a good crossover for me. I believe that the Grandmaster's Chapel is next up, so I can use that to faith buy some units. As you can see, my military ally is still at war, so I'm going to denounce. Huzzah! And we're going to Golden Age War. Now this will probably trigger something, but what we're going to do is pull as many people into this war as we can. So Vietnam, I really need you in this war. Come on, Golden Age War. They want quite a little bit for it, but that's fine. I don't mind bribing them. 29 gold per turn. You know, it's worth it. It's worth it. I need to make sure that every single person Mongolia has met, they, all want to join in on this war. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So 1, 2, 3 attacks like that. These are my provincial units. The cities. Okay, it turns out the Mongolian cities with Renaissance walls are a little bit tougher, but we'll keep attacking, level my units up. This should be fine for now. And my first bomber unit. Oh look, that's a knight. Haha! It is no longer a knight. So we are technologically so far ahead of Mongolia now, it's ridiculous. They are going to ranged attack my units. My ship, my unique frigates take 17 to 18 damage on a counterattack. That's fine. I can live with that. I've now got the Grandmaster's Chapel sorted as well, which means I can now faith buy units. I can buy some pretty cheap ones. I'm going to buy a single cavalry just to give myself a single unit. But then I'm going to go for the military academy in this city, and I'll be able to faith buy in a lot of cool stuff. Now all of these spare trade routes are here, just diverting them away from Mongolia now, which is great. So Mongolia are actually putting a lot of attack in on Gilgamesh, and I'm not going to help out. I'm going to let them continue to do that because honestly, I want them to be as diverted as possible. I want them to be all over the place in terms of they don't know whether to send their units home or to continue attacking and taking the advantage over Sumeria. There's a lot of different ways their troops could be split right now, and that sort of chaos is what I want to see. Though this bomber is making my life easy because that's Aksu, and already we have another city under our belt. You can see I was just checking there to see if Mongolia had met anybody. As soon as they meet anyone else, I need as a priority to pull them into the war because I do not want to be fighting anyone else than I have to be. More importantly as well is there is the chance of a betrayal emergency hitting me if I'm not careful. Betrayal emergencies are when you declare war on someone that used to be a level 2 ally, which Genghis was. When that happens, what you basically find is that anybody that is allied to you can still declare war on you. It's the only time that allies can declare war on you, and it's really, really problematic. Oh, that suddenly just flipped. Okay, well it built walls doing that, which is a bit frustrating, but never mind, the cavalry comes in and takes it immediately, so that's 2 cities taken, and we've barely started this war. Who's plundering my trade route? Oh, I think Mongolia is plundering my trade routes. They are going through, land that's being physically attacked right now, so it's kind of my own fault, but it's very rude nonetheless. I'm just going to take this city because I can. A nice industrial zone, and the population of my island cities meant that I kept it, which is even better. Now my unique boats are starting to get bombardment. I'm giving them all bombardment. I know you should split promotions and then core them up. Actually, I'm going to do that on a couple of them because I do need to make some cores, admittedly. But that promotion is just so much better than any of the others. Why would you ever do anything else? Another quick little bomber tickle. Tickle of the city, 3 population. You're going to need more population than that, Mongolia, to keep me off these cities. I am like a hawk. Like a tricky Dutch hawk that's brightly coloured in orange and inescapable. Nice free settler for me there. Some aluminium that I found in a couple of places already. Tasty. The more aluminium I pick up, the more bombers I have. And fighters, you know, let's not just say not just bombers. I will actually try and use fighters today as well. I mean, not right now. I'm going to buy another bomber, but still, maybe one day. Now, the good thing about being at war with Gilgamesh is I've got the military alliance and also the adventures of Enkidu, which is his ability. So I'm getting another +5. So +5/+5. All of my units have +10. It's lovely. Next city up. It's again another 2 population city. Should be pretty easy. Oh, I didn't check how much that had. Okay, right, come on. We can go to this base, this base. Now, can this bomber reach across? It can. What about this one? Not quite. Okay, that's fine. Just need to start pulling my bombers to the front line now so that I've got a bit more maneuverability. Shall we try this again? That city is now definitely on 0 health, so we'll make that attack. Good. This city is now definitely on 0 health, so I've taken actually a Mount Roriyama city with Machu Picchu. Okay, now that actually is really handy. I'm hoping that will have increased. Yeah, look at this. My industrial zone's now getting a little bit better from the mountains. There's going to be a lot of improvements to a lot of the districts in my cities now, so I'll take it. That's really cool. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Salty Tech, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Doughboy91, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Emir EC, Henry, Rom88, Radiatore, and Private Selection Genoa Salami for all of your support as well as everybody that leaves comments and interacts with the channel generally. Thank you so much. See you all next time.